I'd like you to take a moment to think about all the things in this life that you will experience for the last time. Of course, there'll come a day when you'll die, and then everything you'll have done for the last time. But long before that day, you'll cease to have certain experiences that you'll take for granted now. If you're a parent, when's the last time you'll pick up your child, or tuck her into bed, or read her a bedtime story? My youngest daughter still says Lello instead of yellow, and I'm not correcting her, because each one of those is priceless. Now, thinking in this way lends a poignancy to everything, even the things that you don't like. Again, let's say you're a new parent, and you're getting woken up several times a night by your new baby. That's brutal, but there will be a last time, and knowing that can change your experience in the moment. There's something sweet even about this experience, and it's possible that you'll miss it. We do everything a finite number of times, and yet we tend to take even the most beautiful moments for granted. And the rest of the time, we're just trying to get through stuff. You're just trying to get to the end of whatever experience you're having. When I was researching for a climb assignment about plotting our life story, I came across the work of Tim Urban, who published a poster which represents 90 years of life in weeks. Each line has 52 squares, and there are 90 lines. The scale's frankly alarming. To contemplate each week as a significant piece of 90 years, and you can put your finger on the current week in your life, and you can see where you are. And then, of course, you realize you've got no assurance of how many weeks you've got left. Assuming that you have 90 years, I mean, certainly 90 good years is not a safe assumption. But what you can know is that each time you do something, pleasant or unpleasant, that is one last time you'll do it. And there will come a time when you'll have done something for the final time. And you'll rarely know when that is. For instance, I used to love to play rugby, and I haven't played rugby for well over a decade now. Will I ever play rugby again? No idea. But I can assure you that the last time I took off my boots, I wasn't even remotely aware of the possibility that it might be the last time. Now, I might live for many more years, and yet this stood a good chance of being the last time I'd ever play. When's the last time you swam in the ocean or went ice skating? When was the last time you took a walk just to take a walk? As you go about your day to day, consider everything you're doing. Everything represents a finite opportunity to savor your life on some level. Everything is precious, and if it doesn't seem that way, I think you'll find that paying a little more attention can make it seem that way. Attention really is your true source of wealth, even more than time, because you can waste time being distracted. So this is just to urge you to take a little more care. When you meet someone for the first time and shake their hand, pay a little more attention. When you thank somebody for something, mean it a little more. Connect with your life, and mindfulness is the tool that allows you to do that. Your attention is always bound up in something. We largely become what we pay attention to. We're building our minds in every moment. We're building habits and desires, worries and expectations, prejudices and insights. Mindfulness is just the ability to notice this process with clarity and then prioritize what you pay attention to. Why not pay attention to those things that make you a better person? Why not free your attention from all the trivial things that are clamoring for it? Let's say you pick up your phone to check an email. And at that moment, your 5-year-old daughter starts telling you a story. Now, you could be so lost in your thoughts about your email, and you could find the urge to respond to it so compelling that you don't even notice that your daughter's talking to you. Or you could notice, only to rebuff her in a way that makes her feel terrible. And you'll be so entranced that 5 minutes later, you won't even recall that it took place. That's how most people live their lives. In fact, that's how most of us live most of our lives. The more you're mindful of your attitude towards life, the more degrees of freedom you'll find in situations like this. You can notice, for instance, that your daughter's trying to get your attention, and that giving her your attention is in competition with this urge to check your email. And when you begin to acknowledge this urge, your attitude can break the line between the feeling and the behavioral imperative it seems to communicate. It's true that one way to get rid of the urge or the feeling is to check your email, but another is just to simply let go of it. And only mindfulness allows you to do the latter. And then you can direct your attention to the 5-year-old who's standing in front of you. And it might be the only story she tells you that day. And you can be aware of this fact in that moment. And you can feel the poignancy of that. And in that moment, you can further ingrain this new habit. You can become the kind of person who is fully present in moments like that. And you become that kind of person, not just for yourself, by changing your attitude, but in this case, for your daughter, by changing her perception of you and of her surroundings. Now, this is just a 30-second slice of life. There are literally hundreds, even thousands of moments like this throughout the day. These are choice points that wouldn't otherwise exist. These are paths taken and not taken for good reason, but without free attention, there's no place for good reasons to land. And as you grow in mindfulness, you begin to notice the lies you can no longer tell, and you begin to have insights into your true motives in various situations that are sometimes not flattering, but you want these insights all the same, because how else do you become a better person? That is what it is to live an examined life. So don't pay attention just because it's good for you. It's more important than that.